if you're trying to say, hey, this is who I am and what I'm about?
Oh, man, like a personal mission statement, bullet points. I mean, if you're talking Enneagram and things like that, if you're just talking personality, I love challenges. And so a lot of my life, a lot of my highlights in my life have been overcoming challenges. And that's something I'm really passionate about. I'm kind of a private person, so just being asked to share like highlights of my life is hard for me. I'm like, I don't know who else listening to this, and that's hard for me, but I'm an introvert. I'm an alumni from Texas Tech. I've been in ministry for over 8 years, and I love kids. I work with kids. That's what I do right now.
Now millions of people know that, so your private life is no
I
longer
know.
private.
Yeah, millions listening to this podcast right now.
At least when we last counted. So introvert, Beth, you may be the first introvert that we've talked to on our podcast.
Wow.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Yeah, pretty likely. So I know that you've listened to a handful of the episodes we've done. Andrew and I are both obviously extroverts. So has there been anything that sticks out where you're like, yeah, okay, obviously extroverts who think that you feel that way, but does not apply to introverts?
I don't know if it's necessarily an introvert extrovert thing, but I do know that like sometimes getting up and doing challenges, you guys talk a lot about doing that with other people. And for introverts, I think that can be a challenge in itself because then it becomes two challenges. You're like setting a goal maybe of, I want to go to the gym and work out. And then there's this additional factor of needing people to go with and hold you accountable. And so it feels a little more challenging. It's a double whammy for introverts.
That is wildly accurate and something that I would have never thought of in a million because that kind of thing does not occur to me. And you are right. That is probably a problem for introverts. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. We're used to it.
To be fair, we did at least take the time to really try to explain why relationships are valuable so that if you weren't sold on the idea of, who cares if this will help me form more relationships, we tried to at least say, hey, you should probably care somewhat.
Oh, yeah. And introverts like relationships too. It's a bigger task for us.
And maybe this is going to get me lynched or burned at the stake, but to me, it seems like introverts they're very resistant towards those kind of relationships until they're like, you know what, I've got to get one like friend down or I've got to have that person. And so then they pick one and then it's done, locked down forever.
Totally. That's one of the biggest differences between me and Daniel, I feel like, is I'll have like my core group of friends and I'm like, I'm good. I'm not really interested in forming more relationships. And Daniel wants everyone to be friends and he wants all his different social groups to know each other and he wants to keep expanding and invite everyone to everything. And I'm just like, nah.
You compartmentalizers. You'll drive me nuts.
I mean, that's literally the whole entire purpose of our yearly Star Wars gathering is to not just bring friends in the city together, but say, hey, like all of my friends that live in any place, this is an excuse for you to now come to Dallas and hopefully meet any other friends that I've managed to make in the past year.
Let us feast and watch Star Wars and meet new people.